This is one of the best and most inspiring events of the entire racing year. Good evening and welcome everyone to the 2021 Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards. It's a little bit different to normal. This would normally be a lavish awards dinner. Not this time, but there is good news. We get to use this beautiful, brand spanking new racing TV studio, and everyone, for the very first time, is invited. And it is great to have you on board for what promises to be a very special evening. An evening all about these guys, the 18 finalists, one of whom could go home with up to £15,000 for themselves and £15,000 for their stud or stable. They could suddenly become extremely popular. We've got bunting, we've got balloons, we've got a luck sign up there. I assume that refers to good rather than Nick. And look at that, even Richard Phillips has managed to work Zoom, and hopefully he will stay in shot through the evening. Let's check out what we've got coming up for you then. 7 awards with £128,000 in prize money up for grabs. First up, David Nicholson Newcomer Award, then Leadership, Rider Groom, Stud Staff, Dedication, Community and Recognition of Rory McDonald, all building to the big one. The finale is the Employee of the Year, as we celebrate the people that have kept racing going in this most extraordinary of years.
Winner for JP McManus as Everton takes the champion hurdle.
The champion Jason Palinolo.
Listener Oscar has taken the stayers hurdle.
Wins the Coronation Cup.
And Oxford will go on to win the July Cup.
Shadowbarius creates history. That was a fourth Outer Camp Goodwood Cup.
Mahata swing down the outside. Mahata Sussex Stakes.
And it's back-to-back wins of the North for Batters. And it's Bagheera Prince who wins the Sky Bet Ebor.
Diet coming away to win the Champion Stakes.
Bristol de May regains his Betfair crown.
Rodon has taken the King George.
It really has been a year we will never forget, and the BHA and others have done so well just to make racing happen. And let's hope the announcement today, there's light at the end of the tunnel. One thing that's been very difficult is travel, and we need to speak to our chairman of the judges making his debut this year. Nick Luck, where are you? Is it Saudi Arabia? Is it a random hotel? Or have you made it back home?
If we were a random hotel, Ed, it would be a very nice one. No, I'm back home. I'm happy to say after a week in Saudi Arabia and numerous PCR tests and marvelling really at the logistics of getting horses around the world. And it only served to remind me really that without racing's frontline workforce, nothing would be possible, not travelling horses just down the road, never mind a couple of continents away. So I'm very happy to be back and very, very honoured to be filling the almost unfillable shoes of Bruff Scott, who is irrepressible, as you know, and did such a wonderful job to put these awards on the map and really spread the word when I don't think the industry really fully appreciated what they had. And happily now I think we all do, and these awards are proof of it.
And the big question is whose name will be on that famous trophy. Just explain, Nick, normally the judges would get together. How big a challenge this time?
Ed, you'd have thought it would have been a big challenge, but obviously we've become so used to Zoom and the technology required to get everybody together in unusual circumstances over the last year, that it all hung together quite well this morning. But really that's down to the team at the BHA, who have really worked tirelessly and devoted so many hours to putting this all together. The judges, it's the fun bit, it's the fulfilling bit. It is so rewarding hearing just great stories of endeavour and love and passion for the sport. But in order to make these awards happen, in order to make our lives really quite straightforward this morning, would be nothing without Alison Entick-Knapp and Safi O'Keefe and Lucy Swires and all the team at the BHA, not to mention the support of Diana Cooper and her team at Godolphin, the Racing Post and of course Racing TV, and the brand new studio tonight, which I'm sorry I can't be in with you, Ed, being in quarantine here at home. But it's a big team effort. We did all get together. There was still some lively exchanges of views. It took us a long time to decide that coveted Employee of the Year, which the trophy is sitting right here beside me now.
Excellent. Wi-Fi permitting in Teddington, Nick. We'll be back with you throughout the evening. And we've got some very special messages for the finalists. None more special than this from Her Royal Highness, the Princess Royal.
Congratulations and thank you to all the finalists in this year's Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards, which recognise the skill and dedication of the remarkable people who care for Britain's racehorses. Looking after horses is incredibly hard work, but it is also incredibly rewarding. Breeding, training and caring for winning sport horses requires real dedication, empathy and partnership. Winners are made principally at home in studs and stables by the people we are celebrating this evening. I thank all the stud and stable staff who have shown such commitment and passion in 2020, a year of enormous change and disruption, to ensure that these special horses continued to receive the highest levels of care and attention. These awards remind those inside this ancient and unique sport of the people who are the front line of its reputation and success. They also help those on the outside to better understand the complexities of producing a racehorse to run in any race. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in person, somewhere, but preferably at a racecourse as soon as possible.
I think you'll agree, guys, that was pretty special. Well, tonight wouldn't happen without our sponsors. Thank you to Racing TV, Racing Post, the BHA, and of course Godolphin. And Godolphin's managing director is Hugh Anderson.
Well, good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome to our cold Malton paddocks. Godolphin is absolutely delighted to be sponsoring these awards again, and it's very important to us that we are reflecting the view and the generosity of our principal, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, who expressed a wish many years ago that something is done to recognise the astonishing hard work of those people working behind the scenes and indeed front of stage here in our industry. It's been a really tough year for everybody. I think racing and breeding can be very proud of how we've dealt with the COVID threat. We've kept going, but it's been very tough. And all of you who find yourselves here tonight as finalists have done fantastically well. So thank you to you, and a huge congratulations on achieving this great accolade. I wish you all the best. And although tonight is not the same as normal, that in no way diminishes the huge achievement of finding yourself here tonight. So thank you and well done again to you. And thank you, of course, to the BHA for putting this on, Racing Post for all their great advertising, and of course Racing TV. Nick Luck, a huge welcome to you. I know what an astonishingly difficult job this is, and of course you are stepping into the big shoes of Brough Scott, but I know you and your fellow panellists will have done a very, very careful job, so thank you to you too. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Good night.
Hugh, thank you very much indeed, and thank you to all our sponsors this evening. Now to some good luck messages from some very famous faces.
A huge congratulations to everyone that has been nominated and those who are lucky enough to win at the Godolphin Stable Staff Awards. It's one of the best initiatives that racing has ever had, so congratulations everyone.
Hello, I'm Hugh Bonneville. Congratulations to the finalists in this year's Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards. And thank you to everyone who throughout the pandemic has worked so hard to keep the animals in your care safe and well.
Hi, Alex Ferguson here. I know you're going to have a great night there and there's going to be awards, especially to the dedication, the work that's done by all the teams throughout the racing industry, the studs and the stable staff. Fantastic. My experience there has always been the same I had at United. Teamwork comes first. So I want to congratulate whoever's the winner and the winners on a great night, and thank you for Godolphin for sponsoring it. All the best, well done.
Thank you all for your hard work and dedication, and congratulations on reaching the final of the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards, and the best of luck.
Hey guys, Chris Hughes here. I just want to say that the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff finalists, all 18 of you, are amazing people. You do fantastic work. The Stud and Stable Staff industry, you know, is the backbone of horse racing. So well done guys, have an amazing night. Take care, I wish you all the best, and well done to the winner. And take care, stay safe, and see you soon.
Best of luck to all of the finalists in the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Award. The award celebrates the hard work and dedication of staff who keep this industry going. Well done everybody, and best of luck.
I just wanted to say good luck to everyone tonight with the awards, and whoever wins, but I hear you've all been absolutely amazing, making sure that the horses and everybody's looked after, and have a good one.
It's many, many years since I worked at Paul Kellaway's in Newmarket and Captain Tim Foster's at Leckham Bassett, but it's very, very easy to remember the long, hard hours we worked in any types of weather. I'd just like to say a huge well done to everyone that has made the finals of the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards. A huge thank you for all your commitment and your contribution to the racing industry.
As everywhere, there are good things and bad things about racing, but one of the best of things is the Godolphin Stable Staff Awards, and you finalists restore the faith.
Wasn't that great, and how appropriate the last message from Bruff Scott, who's played such a huge part in these awards. And I know, Bruff, you'll be watching. I hope you enjoy the evening, because it's now time for our first award. Our first award then is the David Nicholson Newcomer Award, and the finalists this year are Chrissy Sykes, Jaden Lee and Alice Price. Chrissy, Jaden, Alice, the very best of luck to you. Tom Bull tells us more about them.
Jaden Lee, Nicky Henderson. Jaden started at 7 Barrows in 2018 from the British Racing School. He has grown in maturity, confidence and an ability as a rider, and that is credit to his work ethic and dedication to his horses. He is dependable and enthusiastic, and his love of the horses in his care, including Shiskin, has been rewarded with significant success on the track. He has a bright future ahead of him and is a credit to himself and to the yard. Alice Price, Ben Pauling. Alice joined Ben Pauling Racing 2.5 years ago. She is both a great team player and an effective, determined competitor who has overcome a challenging injury in her short career thus far. Her attention to detail and love for her horses, coupled with a desire to always improve and a great sense of humour, means she is a hugely popular and valued member of the team at Borden Hill Farm. Chrissy Sykes, Ruth Carr. Arriving at Mowbray House as a racing secretary in 2019 with no previous experience in the racing industry, Chrissy quickly became an invaluable team member. From sourcing a new yard sponsor to organising open days and liaising with owners, vets and accountants, Chrissy's resourcefulness and initiative are a huge asset. Chrissy's caring and sensitive manner have meant that she's been a mentor and a friend to her colleagues, encouraging them and helping them through challenging situations.
3 outstanding people. Good luck to you. I'm just going to make you wait a second longer and speak to the chairman of judges and ask Nick, Newcomer is the name of the award. You'd think that would be a youngster, not necessarily the case.
Not necessarily, Ed. For all that Jaden, only 19, and Alice, 21, Chrissy Sykes has had a lot more experience outside horse racing, but only came in to the job a handful of years ago and has only been in her current job for 2 years. And it's fantastic to see her as one of the finalists here. And I think we all wanted to stress that, age was no barrier here. It was a question of how long you'd been working in racing. And this posed us a really interesting puzzle. 3 very, very different finalists, very different candidates, all of them absolutely delightful, dedicated and committed. And in case you think I'm just going to say something nice about everyone, well, then you're dead right, because there's 16,000 people working in this industry and there are only 3 finalists in each category. So 18 people out of 16,000. They are all very special. This was incredibly hard. I had the honour of judging this with Dinah Nicholson, and in the winner, we felt someone who had real drive, real empathy, was a huge credit to the sport. And it should be noted that all 3 finalists do not have a background in racing, which is wonderful to see the sport welcome them and them giving so much to the sport.
So let's wait no longer. Let's find out the winner of our first award. Here we go. Good luck, all 3 of you. The winner of the David Nicholson Newcomer Award is Alice Price. Alice, congratulations. Well done. How big a surprise is that?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
You've branded the room brilliantly. Well done with the bunting. That definitely full marks to that. And Nick mentioned it there when he was talking about the 3 of you. Your background isn't in racing, is it?
No, I'm from a very horsey family. Well, I'm not from a horsey family at all. So I don't know what to say. I've lost my words.
Well, I want to ask you about, because you picked up such a horrible injury I was reading this morning. And has that sort of made you stronger, particularly mentally?
Yeah, I didn't think it would, but when I came back, I think it actually made me more confident as a rider and around horses in general, actually. So.
And you clearly enjoy being part of the Ben Pauling team. I think you'll be smiling for a few days yet. And veterinary side of things is clearly something that interests you.
Yeah, I'd love to expand more into that. Definitely want to progress into being possibly a head girl in the future or something along those lines. Definitely interested in all parts of the horse, not just riding. So,
Alice, from everybody, so many congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
There is our first winner, everybody. Congratulations to Alice, and well done the other 2 as well. So I say that the BHA have had a huge role to play in all of this, and their new chief executive is Julie Harrington, and she has spoken with Ollie Bell.
This year more than ever, it really is an opportunity to just pause and just reflect on the amazing work that's gone on in a year like no other, by the people who are dedicated to looking after our horses and dedicated to the sport up and down the land.
And as I'm sure you were well aware before you took this role, but as I'm sure you're finding out, there are so many different aspects to this wonderful industry that we're involved with. In terms of the importance of stable staff in the day-to-day and giving them the recognition that they all truly deserve, this night's very important.
It's massively important. And, when I've been there as a guest in the past, and albeit that, it's sad this year that we're not able to celebrate in person, but I usually end the evening in floods of tears, and there's a massive mascara warning, because the stories are so inspiring, and behind every nomination is an amazing story. And it's important to recognise those individuals, but I also think those individuals on behalf of everybody who works in the industry up and down the land, those stories are really representing everybody.
I'm sure that ordinarily, if it was a normal year, you may have made it a priority to go out and meet trainers and stable staff up and down the country. Is it high on your list when life returns to normal to be very proactive and go and meet the stable staff?
Absolutely, Ollie, that it is, it's really sad for me that my first few months in the role have been largely meeting people virtually. That when I accepted the job back in the summer, I thought my first few weeks would be out meeting people on course, in their yards, in their studs, So it's not been ideal, but absolutely, as soon as conditions allow, high on my list is to, like everybody, I'm just looking forward to getting out and back on the racecourse.
Really good to hear from Julie. But now it's on to our second award. As you saw, it's the Leadership Award. Let's meet our finalists then, and good luck to the three of you. Here are the finalists then: Beck Edmunds, Lauren Webb, and also Alex Cairns. There you are. Let's learn more about you.
Alex Cairns, James Fanshawe. Alex returned to Pegasus stable 3 years ago. Having first started in 1993 as an apprentice jockey, he is now the go-to man in running the yard day to day and is a much-loved role model within the team. With a wealth of experience and knowledge and always happy to assist, Alex's kind, caring and thoughtful outlook has seen him help countless members of staff who may be struggling and help new members of the team. Rebecca Edmunds, Brian Smart. Beck joined Brian Smart in 2005, and since then her love for her horses, the staff and the yard has never been in doubt. She always goes above and beyond the call of duty to ensure everyone in the yard, whether equine or human, is cared for. Her veterinary knowledge and assistance in implementing COVID-safe working practices have been very important in 2020. She is the glue which has kept the team together in this challenging year. Lauren Webb, Daniel and Claire Kubler. As yard manager at Kubler Racing, Lauren sets the standard for the team and motivating those around her with a huge work ethic, and most critically a keen focus on the development of her colleagues, both professionally and personally. Her quiet and consistent style of leadership, together with her empathy and desire to see others improve, are testament to her qualities, both as an employee and as a horsewoman.
Right, Nick, before we speak about these three, I want to ask you about prize money. Some changes this year. Am I right in saying you've extended it?
Yeah, more people have been winners, Ed, and that's in part thanks to one of our judging panel, particularly Mark Bradman, because when we were doing the judging last year, he felt that those who come in the top 10 in any category, and as I said, 16,000 members of racing's workforce, they all deserved some recognition beyond the certificate that we normally gave them. So from 10 down to 3, everybody has received £250 in every category. So there is a cash prize, and as you say, the cash prizes get much bigger if you win, but everybody from 10 to 3 wins something, which we thought was entirely appropriate. And I have to credit Mark with that. We all teased him mercilessly this morning in the judging for not being able to get Rough Quest around the Grand National course, but he's done a very great deed here, and this is a very strong category.
Yeah, tell us more about the three. How strong?
Well, I think leadership this year, more than any other year, is so important because we know that people have been struggling with their mental and sometimes physical health, and it's needed those people who've really been the glue in stable yards and around studs to drive the whole enterprise forward when it's seemed incredibly difficult for everybody. You go back nearly a year from now and we didn't know whether we were going to have any racing at all in 2020. Yes, it was our good fortune that we did, but really here we were rewarding candidates and nominees who had shown exceptional leadership in this year more than any other year. And often that involved not just being inspiring and be able to drive the workforce, but thinking of things that were slightly different, new ideas, something innovative, and to really embody what is the modern workplace. A stable yard and a stud now is very different in terms of working hours and how people operate to what it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. And all of these candidates really showed an adaptability to the modern workplace, an understanding of it, and a great empathy with people. As far as the winner was concerned, that winner was described by the judges in this category, of the final category, Dawn Goodfellow and Ollie McPhail, as utterly inspirational.
Let's find out who of you three is utterly inspirational. Good luck to the three of you. Let's announce the winner then of the Leadership Award of 2021. The winner is Beck Edmunds. Congratulations to you. A well-deserved kiss, I think it's fair to say. So many congratulations. If you can speak, we need to speak. I'll fill you a little bit of time because I've been learning about you on the Twitter feed of Brian Smart. Who's Bandit?
My dog. Bandit.
Let's meet Bandit. Come on, Bandit.
Bandit. Bandit. Come here. Here's
Bandit's going to be
Bandit.
extremely proud of you. Hello, Bandit. That's one very clever lady you're talking to there, who is now the leadership winner. Also reading how you support Manchester United, which I was less pleased about. But your favourite race, Beck, your favourite race, that Nunthorpe and that agonising photograph, wasn't it?
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right. This is what it's all about. You'll get me going in a minute.
It was the best day ever. Or we've always wanted to win. I mean, I love 5 furlong sprints, and the Nunthorpe was always the one. And we've always had very good 5 furlong sprinters, but none that have actually got that extra bit for the big race at York. And for Alpha to have done it, as we had tangerine trees in the yard before him, and to have known the family for so long, and then for him to do it for us was just amazing.
And Beck, you've got your composure now. Just try and explain what this means to you personally.
Oh, well, I'm just proud. I'm so proud for the yard. I'm so pleased for them. We've had such a rough year, so has everybody. But our little team here, we work our backsides off. And to be able to win this for them is just great.
And they'll be so chuffed. They're going to benefit as well, of course, Beck. But the question I really want to ask you, and lots of people will ask you, you can get your own back if you like from all those tweets. What's it like to work for Brian Smart then?
It can't be that bad. I've been here this long, so no, he's nice. He's a Yorkshireman. Calls a spade, and you just have to get to know him.
Beck, listen, from everybody, so many congratulations. Wonderful.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
On to our next award, the third award. So award number 3 is Rider Groom. The finalists are Sarah Peacock, Faisal and Joanna Lacisz. Let's hear from them.
Joanna Lacisz, Sir Michael Stout. Joanna's skill, judgment and patience as a rider have been evident ever since she joined Freemason Lodge 4 years ago. Joanna is not only passionate about improving her skills and career prospects, but she is always on hand to help others in the yard, giving guidance and reassurance to others in the team. She excels both in and out of the saddle and is admired by all who work with her. Sarah Peacock, Tom George. Sarah's passion for her role as travelling head person and for the horses in the yard is second to none. Since joining Tom George 6 years ago, she has always prioritised the care and well-being of the horses over everything else. From ensuring the string are always turned out impeccably, to voluntarily checking out of hours and riding them out during the summer break, she always has the best interests and well-being of the horses in her care as her #1 priority. Faisal Richard Phillips. Faisal arrived in the Cotswolds from Pakistan in 2007. A talented rider who is an excellent judge of pace when riding work, he always has suggestions to improve individual horses and is dedicated to getting the best out of them. His skills as a horseman have benefited countless tricky horses, both in the yard and at the races, and his happy outlook and work ethic make him hugely popular with owners and colleagues alike.
So then, those are the finalists. Good luck to the 3 of you. If I can wave it. Yeah. Faisal, you all right? You're good? Excellent. Nick, these look like 3 really talented people.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Ed. You know, this isn't just about graft and hard work and application. This is about real skill and talent. And the judges were hard taskmasters here. Guy Disney and Mark Bradburn were the judges of the final category, but most of the judges have had a chance to meet or assess all 3 of the finalists here, and we're massively impressed with all of them. There was, however, for Guy and Mark today, and they made a very persuasive case as well, a very clear winner, and they felt that winner had such enthusiasm and positivity about the industry that they were, in their words, completely blown away. They felt the winner was mature beyond their years. They felt the winner had a great authenticity and a real drive for self-improvement. And again, it exhibited those qualities of being able to just think a little differently for different times, Ed. So it's a very strong category and a clear winner that really impressed the judges.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to finding out who the winner is at just after 7 o'clock. I knew you'd stay with us. Right. The winner of the Rider Groom Award of 2021 is Joanna Lacisz. Congratulations to you. I love the shock on your face. You must be thrilled.
Thank you. I don't know what to say. Thank you very much.
Joanna, I almost feel I need to apologise if I vaguely got your surname right. I've been practising all day.
You know what? A few days ago, one lady called me to ask me how to pronounce my surname. And I told her, you know what? Just don't try because you weren't going to make it. And I'm used to everyone saying it any way they want. So I think you were very close. You were very
Joanna,
close to the original one.
You're very kind. I think I'm probably miles away, but who cares? You are the winner of Rider Groom. Just explain, first up, when you came to the UK.
I came to the UK 4 years ago. I always wanted to come to Newmarket or for a trip to see, or if work with racehorses, to work in Newmarket, because I think it's the best place to be if you like racing and like racehorses. And I just asked my friend that from Poland who actually worked for Sir Michael Stoute, and I asked him, do you know anywhere when they are looking for a job in Newmarket? And he says, yeah, like we are hiring. So he asked the head girl at the time, they asked the boss, and they says, yeah, come. So I came. That's how I came to UK.
And hopefully it was a very good decision. And reading the Racing Post this morning, your enthusiasm leaps off the page. I sense you absolutely love your job.
Yeah, I do. I actually do. I'm a very lucky person to have a hobby as a job. And even if you have a tough day, still you are not like, tired just of your job. You still want to come and do what you love.
And am I right in saying you speak a few languages? And explain why you've learnt them.
I actually speak fluently English. I speak a bit of German, just like basic. And through working here in UK at Sir Michael Stoute, I learned few words in Urdu and I learned few words in Italian. So I can direct, you know what I mean, go here, go there, so I can direct new employees. So I just learned it here.
Joanna, you are incredible, and I can't let you go without asking the question everyone at home will want to know. With the boss and the genius that you've got, have you got a favourite horse, or even better, a horse for us to follow?
Actually, I do, and I know now that everyone at Sir Michael Stoute is laughing a lot because I've got my favourite horse called Duty of Care. He's a half brother to Expert Eye. I ride him every day, and I'm crazy about him. And I can assure you, everyone now at them sofas is laughing because they are sick of hearing about him. And now they heard in the TV. So I think you just made my day now.
Wonderful. Don't forget, they've got some money coming their way as well. Joanna, from all of us, massive, massive congratulations.
Thank you very much. Really, thank you.
What a lovely and inspiring person. She really is. Now, let's hear more about the judges. Ollie Bell has spoken to a couple, Hazel Poplinsky, but also Guy Disney, who he started by asking how this year was different.
We get sent in all the entries for the different categories, and then you'll judge the first round with another judge on one subject, and then you move to the final 10, where you've got to pick 3, and that's done with another judge. So the first round, you're reading through all these amazing references that trainers or stud managers have sent in. And then after that, you're doing phone calls direct with the actual candidates themselves.
You must have heard some amazing stories. Was it difficult to sort of pick the finalists?
It sounds very trite and cliched, but it is hard. I think especially when you've got to speak to them on the phone, a lot of it depends on what people put in the first nomination, and it's astonishing what some of these people have done, and a real credit to the industry as a whole. And it's, our horse is so fundamentally important. Our sport is so fundamentally important in 2 areas: the people and the horses. And looking at what some of these guys and girls have achieved, sometimes over just a few years, sometimes over a lifetime, is just astonishing.
So what for you was the difference maker? What made the finalists stand out in your opinion as a general point?
I always like to ask what normally what takes them above and beyond. So they're all, once they're into the final 10, they're real quality. So any of them could easily end up in the final 3. But I think when they do things that are above and beyond, it's been quite interesting hearing how they've responded to the COVID pandemic and what's happened. Clearly life has had to go on, and how they've adapted. And then any other initiatives that they've been involved in within the sport or alongside it. And then I also like to see if they've come from a slightly alternative background to get into it, because we're a sport that sometimes just sort of recruits from within. And I do like to see people who've come slightly different segue into it. I think that for me is quite important as well.
I know that running a racecourse has its challenges, but this is the highlight of the year, probably the most challenging part of the year as well, because they're all such worthy finalists, nominees, the applications that you get through. So separating it, how much of a challenge is that?
Yeah, over the years, it's got harder because I think the people who nominate are getting really slick and professional at it. They recognise the value of their staff. They want to give it back. So even when you hear in the first round that they've been nominated, they're just so touched that they're, you know, whether it's a trainer, a stud owner has thought that highly of them, it really does get to them. And, you know, it's so, yeah, we had 36 in our first round for newcomers this year. So that is a lot. And it's so encouraging to hear so many good people are coming into the sport. So it is really tough. And once you get to the 10, you got to break it down to 3, and that's so tough. And then you're waiting to see which 3 someone else has chosen, because they rotate the judges around, and you get really, really possessive of the ones you want to come out front. But by the time you get to the 10, it's really tricky to narrow it down.
Are there any Jackie Weaver, who's current, in the news? Are there any Jackie Weaver style arguments on the Zooms amongst the other judges?
Yeah, I better not name the other judges, but if you're paired up with some of the judges, you go, oh, I know I'm in for a battle here.
So what for you separates, or what do you look for, I suppose? What are the key attributes that you're looking for?
Well, you have the narrowing down 10 to 3, it's a phone interview. So you can't assume that everyone's necessarily good at speaking to a complete stranger on the phone. So that I really do enjoy it. It takes probably about half an hour phone call. And by the time, if they start off nervously, by the time you get to the end, you cannot keep them quiet. You're hearing absolutely everything. And just the consistent passion that comes through does make it so hard to identify who's better than another. And often in a community award, for example, you're not comparing apples for apples. So it's that again adds complication. So we often, it does take quite a bit of time. And when you've got your 3, you're not sure you've got the right 3, but you've only got to do your best, and it's a personal opinion at the end of the day.
Now, Nick, we talk about inspiring winners tonight and inspiring people. You've got inspiring judges. Guy and Hazel are 2 of my absolute favourite people. And yet these are awards that occasionally get some criticism. I don't understand it personally because there's such a feel-good factor around it. And these people are so important. But I've heard trainers describe it as political. Is that true?
No, it couldn't be further from the truth, Ed. I can understand it because people are so passionate about their own staff and the people that they're nominating. And don't forget, anyone can nominate anybody else. It doesn't have to be a trainer. It can be your peer, your friend. Anybody can nominate. So it doesn't have to be the trainer. But obviously, people are very passionate about their nominations. It's an incredibly hard job. All the people that get nominated tend to be good. The ones that make it through to the final 10 in each category are exceptional. And the final 3 are invariably outstanding. And there'll be people from 3 to 10 and even more who might not make it through this year, who might very well make it through next year's a different race. They're up against different people. They've got a different body of experience. So I would urge everyone, please don't be deterred. And you've heard from Hazel there just how much care the judges put into this. They are an incredibly dedicated group of people, and it has been my absolute honour and pleasure to work with them this morning, just seeing how much people care and how much time they're prepared to spend. And I was very interested there to listen to Hazel talking about the 10 down to 3. That might be the hardest with those phone interviews, but you ring the candidates in your category, and I'll always say, would you like to arrange a time for this week? And 9 times out of 10 they say, I'm happy to do it now, which just tells you that people are very happy to be authentic, spontaneous, and they're more than happy to talk to you about their passion and about why they love to do this job.
Well said, Nick, and you only had to see the joy on Joanna's face. That's why you need to nominate next year, everybody, as we move to award number 4. Okay, so the finalists for the Stud Staff Award are Martin Languillet, Tom Hughes, and hi there, and Elody Swann, I apologise, down the bottom there. Good luck to the three of you as Tom tells us more about them.
Tom Hughes, Hazelwood Bloodstock Limited. Tom has been instrumental in the success of Hazelwood Bloodstock since shortly after its inception 5 years ago. He operates to the highest of standards in the varied roles he is required to carry out, and takes great pride in preparing and presenting horses at the sales. His dedication has allowed him to ensure these standards are maintained as the business has grown and taken on an additional location. Martin Languillet, Peacock stud. Martin's huge thirst for knowledge and desire to improve was evident as soon as he joined Peacock stud in 2017. He has progressed quickly in his time thus far, and his competence and dedication mean he covers every aspect of life on the stud to an exceptional standard. His patience, good humour and above all devotion to his horses and his colleagues mean he is respected and admired by everyone he comes into contact with. Elody Swann, Newsells Park stud. Elody has been a dedicated, kind and diligent member of the team at Newsells Park Stud for nearly 17 years. Her attention to detail, passion and level of care she shows to all the horses in her care are second to none. With her efficient style of yard management coupled with her happy and positive attitude at the sales, Elody continues to be a role model for all of her colleagues and plays a vital part in the stud's continuing success.
Good luck to the three of you. Again, three brilliant people. Martin, I'm sure the Kamanis will be watching. I'm sure they're very proud the fact that you are a finalist. But Nick, you talked about anyone being able to nominate. Are studs getting involved in big numbers?
Well, they are, Ed, and it's great, and it's a strong category again. But we really would like more stud staff to be nominated, and I think there are understandable reasons that perhaps they're not sometimes, because unlike the stable staff, where there's an official body, NARS, who do a great job, and George McGrath, their boss is one of our judges on this panel. The stud staff don't really have a representative body to draw them all together and to perhaps raise awareness. So we don't want you, if you're running a stud, to feel disenfranchised from this process. Please do nominate your best stud staff, because it's a great category. We saw with James Frank last year. He won and he became the overall winner. He was a brilliant judge this morning as well. Your teams have so much to offer, and we'd love to see this category grow and expand in years to come.
And we'll hear from James a little bit later in the show. Right now, though, let's reveal the winner. The winner, then, of the Stud Staff Award for this year is Elody Swann from Newsells Park Stud. Elody, congratulations.
I just won!
You have just won. These are even better reactions. I remember when Glenn Hoddle was unmasked and the Masked Singer. Congratulations to you. Elody, how special does that feel?
Oh my God, I thought I was not going to win. I was like, actually, no, the other two nominees, Martin and Tom, and they are fantastic. They're really good. I just didn't thought I was going to win at all.
Well, you've done brilliantly. So you are the winner. Who's behind you there? I always like a Zoom background. Who's in front? Who's the dog? And who's behind you?
That's one of my favourite mare. She's a Borders, and we were gonna go and sell her. I took her through the ring, and I was really sad that day because I thought she was gonna leave. But Ben, the broodmare manager of Newsells, came and spoke to me right after the sales, and he told me, obviously, Newsells Park brought her back, so that was the best day ever. And she's in my barn. She's in at the moment. Oh, that's so good.
It really is so good. Tell me, how many years have you worked in racing? For people who are looking to get into racing, for example, how many years have you worked in the sport?
Well, I used to work with short jumpers ponies before in France, but I was really into the breeding industry. That's always been my big passion. And I came to England with like zero. I could not speak a word of English, and then I'm very, very lucky to work for Newsells now. They give me a good chance. They help me, and now I've been at Newsells for 70 years, and I love it. I love, looking after my foals and seeing them developing as yearlings, and
And then seeing them running, win or no win, I'm just so happy, very proud.
Yeah, because is it true? A little bird told me you like to go racing, is that right, to see how they get on?
Oh, I love it. I'm so gutted we can't go at the moment. Yeah, I just love racing. Just about 5 hours ago, the racing manager sent me a video of one of the filly I took through the ring for NEWCOMER, and she's getting trained at Mark Johnson, and seeing her working and galloping, I can't wait until she's going to run. I think the manager said she was probably going to run late April, so I can't wait.
Well, if it is late April, even if it's May, it sounds like from the government we'll be back on a racecourse soon. Elody, do come and see us. Come and see me. I'd really enjoy that. Maybe we can watch it together. And to someone who's watching, you love it, don't you? You live and breathe this. But just explain what the best, if I could ask you one thing, what is the best part of your job?
The best part of my job is being a foal I've raised, you know, doing well, and seeing them, and then seeing him at the race. That's such a proud moment when you know you looked after that little foal, and then seeing him or the filly, you know, running and winning. It's such a proud moment. All the hard work I do, you know, I do it for this. I'm doing it for, like, to provide good horses to buyers and eventually winning. That's wonderful. Sorry, I don't really know.
Well, it's wonderful that you've won. You are the stud staff winner. And Elody, I'll see you on the racecourse in May. Is that a deal?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so happy. Yeah, I can't wait to see you.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I will not forget.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
A sense you might not forget. Sounds like a date, doesn't it? Now then, time for our next award. So quickly on to the Dedication Award finalists. They are these three: Jo Saunders, Debbie Howe and Suraj Bissessur. Let's hear about it.
Guianand Suraj Bissessur, William Haggis. As travelling head lad at Somerville Lodge, Suraj has exemplified the dedication and stoicism shown by many in the racing industry when facing the challenges of the past 12 months. He has helped to navigate the challenges of international travel in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Suraj's calming and helpful influence has benefited not only the horses in his care, but also many of his colleagues, who he has assisted in adjusting to life away from home. Debbie Howie, John Gosden. Debbie's racing career spans over 35 years, most recently at Clayhaven Stables as head groom since 2015. In that time, she has overseen some of flat racing's most famous names, and her quiet, confident and level-headed manner has always been a significant asset to the yard. She's been a trusted confidant and advisor to many, and her commitment and passion that she shows to all the horses she works with has made her a role model for many. Joline Saunders, Richard Phillips. Jo's support and commitment to the racing industry, its staff and horses, has never wavered in the 19 years she has been working at Adlestrop Stables. From handling all of the administration to looking after the staff, helping owners and organising much of the charitable work the yard has become known for, she is central to keeping Richard Phillips Racing and all who work there going day to day.
What a lovely smile. Jo, very good to see you. Debbie, I think your Wi-Fi is holding up. Thumbs up to check you're live. Are we frozen? Yes, we're live. Excellent. Right, Nick, they look like three seriously dedicated people to me.
Yeah, and the lovely thing about this category, Ed, is it spans, you know, a broad range of interests and areas of expertise. So with Debbie, somebody who's had 35 years in the sport and has looked after some really big names. Suraj, who's really had to improvise this year with the travelling arrangements as a travelling head person. And Jo, who's really a linchpin of a yard and in that more kind of administrative and secretarial role. So it's dedication, but manifest in three different ways. The judges of this in the final round were Sally Aston and George McGrath. And Sally and George both felt here that the winner was not only inspirational, but also incredibly humble. always crediting the team they work with rather than themselves, a great ambassador for the sport, and most of all, clearly very loved, and was doing it for the industry as a whole and not just their employer.
And Nick, I tell you what, one of the best things about this year, as I said earlier, everyone's invited, but it's so interesting to get an insight into what the judges do, and to all the judges who've played their part and given up their time, a huge thank you. You three, we will make you wait no longer. It's time to reveal the winner of the 2021 Dedication Award. And the winner is Joe Saunders. Congratulations, Joe! Now listen, I've worked with you before, and I think you've worked miracles left, right and centre. You do everything, and you've even made Richard Phillips's Zoom work by the look of things. That's a minor miracle, isn't it?
Absolutely is. Well, he's quite good at Zoom now, but he's not fond of technology, so he does rely on me a little bit there.
I wasn't sure he could spell Zoom, let alone work it. So you've worked wonders. You're clearly emotional. How much does this mean to you, Joe?
Oh my God, it's amazing. I feel so honoured, and this feels really surreal. I didn't even really think I should be entered because I never thought I had any chance of winning whatsoever. So I'm absolutely amazed and in shock. So thank you to everyone that made this happen, and big thanks to Richard and Sue Harvey who put me in, because I did protest a bit, thinking it wouldn't be worth it. So this is amazing.
It's definitely worth it. And I've witnessed the fact that you literally do everything in that yard, and it's a yard built on team spirit, isn't it? It's great fun.
Absolutely, it's a small yard, and we all work together. They're a great team, a great bunch, and I'm so lucky to work there. And yeah, it's just amazing. I can't believe it.
And the other thing I know about you, and sum it up if you can, just how much you love the racing industry.
Oh, absolutely love it. I've worked here in it, nearly 20 years now. It's a lifestyle rather than a job. It's the whole racing community. I've made lifelong friends. It's just, it's amazing.
And come the summer, you'll have to have a massive celebration, I suggest.
That would be perfect. Can't wait.
Joe, many, many congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
Right, let's take a pause. It gets emotional, doesn't it? Wipe away the tears, and here's some more good luck messages.
Congratulations to everyone who's been nominated for an award this evening. There's a saying that good horses make good jockeys, but it is unquestionably people like yourselves that make good horses. So well done, and thank you to all of you.
Hi everyone, just wanted to send you a message to say the very best of luck. You should all be very proud of yourself and what you've done, especially this year in the current climate, with the struggles everyone's had, not just racing. It's been an enormous effort by all to keep racing off the ground, going as normal, and showing as an industry what we and everyone amongst it and in it can do. Fingers crossed for you all. Hope it's a good evening at home, and sadly no big awards due, but very best of luck, and look forward to watching it and seeing who the winners are. Cheers, guys.
Hello, I'm Judy Dench, and I'm wishing everyone who's made the finals of the Godolphin Stable and Stud Awards a very, very happy evening. Good luck. Your work is invaluable. Have a lovely evening.
Congratulations to all the Godolphin Stud and Stable staff nominees. It's such a fantastic event that I was lucky enough to be at last year. You are the backbone of our sport. It wouldn't exist without you, and we really, really appreciate you. Thanks very much for all your hard work, and best of luck.
Best of luck to the stud and stable staff who have made it to the final of the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards. Of course, the awards celebrate the hard work and dedication of staff who keep the racing industry going. So thank you and well done to all finalists. Good luck.
Hi everyone, I just want to wish you all the best of luck with the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards. Your hard work doesn't go unnoticed, and everyone within the industry is really grateful for everything that's been done this year, especially in these challenging times. Best of luck.
Hi everyone, Michael Owen here. I just wanted to say how much all of us in the industry appreciate all of your hard work, especially over the last year, and wanted to wish all of you who are finalists in the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards the very best of luck.
Hello everyone, wishing you the very best of luck to all the finalists in this year's Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards. Horse racing, like all elite sports, depend on hard-working, dedicated people like you, who work tirelessly behind the scenes all year round. Thank you to all Britain's stud and stable staff for the vital part you have played over the last 12 months in keeping the show on the road and giving us some of those sporting moments to enjoy and celebrate. Thank you and good luck.
That to get a message from a 5-time Olympic gold medalist. So the next award, as you saw, is the Community Award finalists, and they are Simon Jones, who has raised so much money for racing welfare. Well done to you, Simon. A certain Richard Phillips there, with Zoom still working, some achievement in itself, trainer and total inspiration. And with the luck sign, will it bring luck? Let's find out. That's Samantha, trainer, who has done so much to train stable staff in their development as well in the north. Samantha, many congratulations to you, and hello to the family too. Wishing her luck, I am sure. You all look on the edge of your seat. You're 3 wonderful human beings. Let's find out more about you.
Simon Jones, charity fundraiser. Simon's work fundraising for racing welfare to provide mental health first aiders has had a huge positive impact on the racing industry and those who work in it. Having experienced the tragic consequences that mental health issues can create, he has been a man on a mission to help improve the provision of mental health support for those working in racing. Simon's efforts have allowed volunteers from across the racing industry to provide support for those struggling. Richard Phillips, trainer and community volunteer. Richard has given so much of his own time and effort to make a huge contribution to the racing community over the years. Whether as an auctioneer raising huge sums of money for racing charities, helping to nurture and train young people who come to work on the yard, or by working to publicise causes close to his heart, such as National Racehorse Day, he has always put the needs of others ahead of his own. Samantha Trainer, National Horse Racing College. Sam has been the backbone of much of the racing industry's stable staff training and development work in the north for over a decade. She's recently been instrumental in rolling out wider programmes of continuing professional development. Sam is a keen fundraiser in her time outside of work, and her commitment to improving the careers and lives of those working in racing has made her an inspiration to those she works with.
Oh, Nick, those 3 people have all done so much. How on earth do you start separating them?
Ed, I honestly have absolutely no idea. And I sort of feel fortunate in a way that I didn't have to judge this final category, because they are so hard to split. They're giving so much to the industry. And you know, this award is about people who are giving for no reward. They're doing this simply because they feel that the community deserves and needs their wisdom and their love, and that's what they give completely selflessly and completely wholeheartedly. James Frank, last year's winner, and Hazel Poplinski, you heard from earlier, they judged this, and in their words, this was an emotional roller coaster, a complete lesson in generosity. They said we were completely in awe of them. Any one of them deserved to win, but they felt that the winner had so much passion, sent the most resounding positive message back to the industry, and frankly was themselves just embarrassed to be involved.
Gosh, there can only be one winner though, unfortunately. And let's find out who the winner is. The winner of the Community Award is Richard Phillips. Congratulations, Maestro. When did Richard Phillips last have a double?
Oh, dear. Oh, Mike. Oh. Exactly. I thought you might say that. Certainly I had a treble. I had a few doubles in our time, but this is a very special double, I must admit.
Listen, you've done so much. You're always talking about other people, you are, but I want to talk about you here and what you have done. For example, and tell us the story about the food parcel to one of your owners.
Oh, well, ain't it funny? We always do what we can to send the food parcels to anyone, really. But, I do a lot of there's a lot of things we've done over the years, but it's all from the fact that people are very good to me. And this morning I was with the judges, and the poor judges never got a word in because I was just spouting away my thoughts about life. But I've been so lucky in my life that I've had many mentors and great people, including my parents and family and the people I've worked with. And I'm so lucky. And without you, funny, I've always adored it. And people have been so good to me that I always think I should be good back. And I must admit that it's been a quite extraordinary experience, this. I mean, it's Joe put me forward, and I'm so pleased with Joe. I can guarantee the best day of my life was employing Joe Saunders. She is a remarkable person, and I do these things, but without Joe, as you know and witnessed, a lot of people have witnessed, nothing would happen. And I stand up there with a microphone and spout away and do my best to make as much money for great causes, etc., as possible. But people like Joe and Faz, I've got a great team around me, so I'm just really, really honoured. Thanks to the judges, thanks to all the people today. I mean, there's 16,000 people working racing, and it's down to 18, and to be amongst them and have a double, as you say, is quite extraordinary. But it's really amazing, and I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased for everyone. But I really do love this game, and ideas like the National Racehorse Day or Week hopefully will come to the fore, and we always bash ourselves up in racing about things, but it is a great community, and there's so many people who do so much to help others. And if this sort of just emphasizes how many good people there are in racing, then I'm delighted to win. But Sam is a fantastic person. Simon's fantastic. I didn't expect to do this. Didn't expect to win at all, but thank you.
You're now going to be inundated by Pugach, Inverdale, all your mates. Sybil, I'm sure, will be in touch. Corky Caulfield will be in touch with you as well. I'm so pleased you paid tribute to Jo, because we all know she does absolutely everything, as you said. But you've mentioned the National Racehorse Day, which you're clearly so passionate about. How close is it, Richard?
Well, to be fair, one, I'd like to thank Godolphin, BHA, Racing Post, all these great supporters. And hopefully the BHA were very onto it straight away, and I think it could just unite the whole industry, and we're doing our best. COVID has obviously got in the way of a lot of things, but there is work going on to hopefully achieve this, and it'd be great if it could. And I think if we could just showcase how and celebrate the racehorse, which, you know, brings us all together, and it's something we can all agree on, and there's so many great people looking after these wonderful horses. And we do it for the horse. And if the general public just knew how much we cared and the welfare we give them, I think they'd be inspired to be involved. So I'm hoping that we're a bit off yet, but because of COVID, but we're going to get there, and hopefully it will happen. And when it does happen, it'll be an opportunity for the whole industry to get together and celebrate the horse and point out all the great things the horse does for humans and humans do for horses.
Yeah, well said. A friend of yours has texted me here, Richard. Jeff Stelling, have you heard of him?
I certainly have.
He says,
bless him.
Congratulations,
One
mate.
of my first owners, would you believe?
He says, congratulations, mate. You've overachieved with the quality of horse, and in particular the quality of owner you have.
I certainly have. But again, I'm supported by so many great people, and people say that, oh, you're very good at supporting things, but I'm supported by some wonderful people. My owners and my most fantastic bunch of people. And Ed, yourself, you've helped enormously in the past. You know, we have a question of sport every year, and you've driven down the M3 to help, and you know you got rewarded with a bottle of rosé for your wife. You know, you did it because you're a good chap. And Jeff Stelling's been supportive of many things over the years, one of my first owners. I'm very lucky. I'm surrounded by a lot of people who help, and it's in giving that you receive. And if that message just gets across a bit more, and then even better.
Richard Phillips, congratulations. You are a wonderful person with the most awful Wi-Fi. Thank you very much indeed. If Richard Phillips doesn't put a smile on your face, I'm afraid no one can. What a top man he is, and 3 great people there, all would have been worthy winners. And the winner of our final award last year was James Frank, judging this time. But let's hear from him. And he spoke to Ollie and started by talking about the reception he got when he went back to work.
Everyone was very cheerful. I mean, to them, it wasn't just a win for me. It was a win for the whole of the stud, the people that you work around with. I mean, the smiles that I get in the morning, the hugs the next day after that. I mean, I was back at work the next day and I couldn't believe, you just walk in. I was walking in like I was a hero. Everyone was just coming from every corner, people were lifting me up and all that, but it lifted everyone else. The spirit on the stud just lifted up. I mean, we're a small stud, really. And, by just winning that, everyone started to ask, where's Ascomstad? And everyone else that worked at Ascomstad become, their name is just gone everywhere.
It's amazing to hear, and your enthusiasm, everything that sort of resonates and radiates from you is just so infectious. It's absolutely terrific. And look, we know that the stud and stable staff don't often get the credit that they deserve, and they're such an important part of the industry. So how special is it that these awards give the stud and stable staff the recognition that many think they absolutely deserve?
I mean, these awards, I mean, when you think about it, the people, when you think about the stud stuff, yes, we see horses running, and sometimes people forget where the horse, the horse that's running, where it starts from, really. And it's really starts from the, from the people at the stud, people like me, and that's the one that I work with. You do all the work from the foals growing, they've got to grow to a degree where they become racehorses. They become sound horses to run and to be as good as they become. So yeah, it's for us people working on the stud, we think that when these awards are the greatest thing to recognize that we actually part of the racing industry, and it's quite something that's very nice and special.
And finally, James, what's your message to this year's finalist and indeed the winners?
I would say to the finalists, they are all winners because they're in the final. I mean, I thought myself I was a winner because of just being in the final. And I'd like to say the same message to them. Anything that you get after that is just a bonus, but you should be proud of yourself that you've made it to the final, and you are a winner. No matter whether you don't get the top prize, you are still a winner.
He's so good, James. And he's absolutely spot on. All winners, and next year we look forward to doing it properly, being able to meet all the winners and celebrate in style. It will be some party. It is nearly time for the big award. Before that, though, some final messages.
I'd just like to wish the 18 nominees for this year's Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards all the best. All the work you do behind the scenes that probably goes unnoticed is very much appreciated. We all know how hard you work, and I think it's great that you get the recognition you deserve tonight. The best of luck.
It is fantastic that all 18 of you have reached the final of the incredibly prestigious Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards. What an achievement. You all deserve to win, but only one can get past the post first. So very, very, very good luck.
Masses of luck to all of the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Award finalists this evening. Of course, it's a shame the event can't be going ahead, but brilliant that we've got this virtual version hosted by the wonderful Ed Chamberlin. Brilliant, well done to everybody involved, whether you're a finalist, whether you've just been involved from the earlier stages. We know what this job's like on a beautiful sunny morning. It's the best in the world. In the winter and the cold and the rain, it can be really tough, but the horses appreciate it, as do all of us. Well done, everyone, and good luck.
Stud and stable staff play a key part in the racing industry and work tirelessly behind the scenes. Thank you all for your hard work and your dedication. And congratulations on making it to the final of the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards. I wish you all the very best of luck.
Hi there, I'm Lee McKenzie. I just want to say a huge good luck to the 18 finalists of the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards. Congratulations on getting this far, and I wish you all the best for the rest of the night. Have fun.
Congratulations to all the nominees and the finalists for this year's Godolphin Award. It's an award that I've attended many a times. You are the backbone of my sport, and I can't thank you enough. So again, congratulations to all of you, and let's keep racing going. Well done again.
Hi everybody, I just want to say an enormous good luck to all the finalists at the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards. Obviously this has been an immensely challenging year in so many ways, but that's why it's even more important that we recognise and celebrate the brilliant work being done by fantastic people like you who've been working tirelessly behind the scenes looking after racing's four-legged athletes. Now, sport has always played a big part in people's lives, but I think through this pandemic we've seen it play an even more important role in many ways, keeping spirits up and keeping that optimism alive. But that has only been made possible by your work, commitment and dedication. So it's an enormous thank you from me, and it's a good luck for the awards, but most importantly, enjoy yourselves. You deserve it.
What an inspiring lady Catherine Granger is, and Frankie's absolutely right. Could not agree with him more. You guys are absolutely the backbone of the sport. But now it's time to sit tight, breathe. It's the big one. So who will be the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Employee of the Year 2021? 4 of the finalists go through for the big prize. One of you 4 will win £10,000 for yourself, £10,000 for your stud or stable. Good luck to the 4 of you. We're all feeling okay. Thumbs up if we're all okay. Good. Good luck. Elody's got a drink already. Quite right. You're all winners already. Nick Luck would thoroughly approve of that. Nick, I've talked about difficult decisions you guys have got to make. This one must be virtually impossible.
It was difficult, Ed. Not completely impossible, because in the end, our winner had a clear majority of the 12-strong judging panel. But it took us a little while to get there, and we had to ask each judge to go over their reasoning time and again before we reached our verdict. This person, the winner of the Employee of the Year, could not be more deserving. They have devoted so much, not just to their stable, but to the sport as a whole. They have constantly sought to think differently about the game in a bid to advance the well-being, not just of the horses, but of the people that they have been involved with. They have shown a complete, total, immersive passion for the game, and in the words of one of the judges today, a total understanding of racing's place in the world and a rarely seen emotional intelligence. I'm really, really thrilled that this person has won, having been part of the judging panel that interviewed this person 2 rounds ago, Ed. So I'll leave it to you to tell everybody where this rather magnificent and pleasingly weighty trophy is headed this evening.
Don't drop it. Here we go then. It is time to reveal the big award of the night. Good luck to all 4 of you. The 2021 Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Employee of the Year is Beck Edmunds. Congratulations, Beck, you are the Employee of the Year. If you can, describe how good that sounds.
Crazy. Oh my God.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you compose yourself for a second. Be congratulated. We'll say well done to the other 3 who are serious winners on the night as well. And Nick, I'll come to you to sum it up. How brilliant a winner we've got here.
Fantastic. I mean, everyone was completely thrilled when we came to the end of the deliberation. I'm lost for words as well, to the deliberation. And I said, right, the winner is Beck. And I think everyone was so thrilled with that. I just have to tip my hat to Joe and to Elody and to Joanna as well. They all brought something a little bit different to this. They are all brilliant in their field. But I think Beck has taken her stable somewhere. She's taken that stable on a journey. Speaking to her, she and Kevin, working there together, have formed such a strong team for Brian Smart. And I know talking to Dawn Goodfellow and Ollie McPhail, who talked to Beck today, they were saying it was quite clear that not only did she understand all the people that work with her, but she really understood Brian. She understood what made him tick and what would make the whole enterprise a better one. And there's no doubt that she's just been a massive, massive force for good. So Beck, I had the privilege just to talk to you for 15, 20 minutes the other week. For Eileen Hart and I, who spoke to you in that round of judging, you were an absolute shoo-in for the final three, and we were absolutely delighted as well to endorse the decision that was made today. So congratulations to you and to Kevin and to all the team at Brian's. But it's your night, and couldn't be more delighted for you. And this is going to wing its way to Yorkshire tomorrow morning, or maybe even tonight.
Oh my goodness me!
I sense a little bit of shock. Beck, introduce us. Who's sitting next to you? Can almost speak on your behalf.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much. I'm shocked, as you can tell. Thank you to everyone involved in putting it on, for being nominated by the boss, and to the team Smart. You know, we're little, but we're mighty, and we keep on trucking. Oh, I don't know what to say. I'm just a bit shocked.
Well, Beck, I do want to ask you about your work there, because I've been reading a little bit about you, and particularly the younger people, a part of the team you've just referred to. One thing you do, and I sense you're conscious you do it, is you take them under your wing, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that you should know people, and they're not just numbers. You have to get to know people. In order for people to confide in you and talk to you, you need to know them. And I make it my job to get to know the staff, a little bit about their background. It makes communication so much easier. And in today's world, we all need to be able to talk to each other. And it's very easy to make somebody's day a little bit better, but it's a lot easier to make somebody's day horrible. And I just think that we should all try and do that a little bit to make everybody smile a bit more. And that's what I try and do.
Particularly at the moment, you're absolutely right. And I sense you're really passionate about the workplace and improving the workplace.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, I don't know what to say.
I've got one final question for you. Does this mean what happens to the photography career? Because you're very keen on that, aren't you?
Oh, I'm going to keep on doing that. I love it. Yeah. Big part of my job, taking the pictures of the horses, getting it out on social media, especially at the moment for the owners who obviously can't come and see their horses. But also, it's nice for the staff to get pictures of themselves riding or leading up horses or things like that. Every little thing helps, doesn't it?
Well said. We'll leave you alone and just say congratulations. Beck Edmund, you are the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Employee of the Year for 2021. Well done. Let's see all 18. I'm sure they all want to give you a round of applause and give you a little bit of a cheer in their various windows. There they all are. Well done to you all. As James Frank said, you are all winners. But there, I think, is the round of applause for Beck. Well done to everyone. I hope you've enjoyed your evening. Many congratulations. On behalf of everybody, thank you for everything you have done and continue to do. Luck is even clapping. Nick, you must be knackered. Well done. It was a very, very emotional night, wasn't it?
You would never tire of this, Ed, would you? You wouldn't. You honestly, it was. You judge in person, and it's incredibly uplifting and a fantastic day. And that award ceremony that you've hosted so many times is, fills your heart with joy. And I realise that it's very difficult to replicate this virtually, but you've seen from some of the reactions tonight, and we had the privilege of talking to people this morning. Yeah, this is just about as important as it gets to making sure that this industry works the way that it should work. And we've seen in Beck, our winner tonight, and all the candidates, people who are completely committed to the sport and to its future and to making it a better place. And as I said in the Racing Post this morning, and the Racing Post have been great supporters of this event, these are people who would make you proud if your daughter or your son came home and said to you, I really want to work in horse racing.
Nick, to you and all your judges, a huge thank you Thank yous to the BHA, to Alison, to Safi, to Lucy for all their hard work. The racing TV team, Martin and John, have done a terrific job in this flashy new studio. It's been good fun. But most of all, I want to say thank you to all the stud and stable staff around the country for everything you have done over the last 10 months to keep this wonderful sport going. Stay safe. Good night.